Aratrika Ganguli will now tell us her reflection on what she has learned in English throughout this whole semester. So, think about this. You're going through a very tough day, and passing every hour is like a challenge with deadlines and distraught moments and memories. And having passed that, you're totally stressed out. Finally, you sit down and relax and recount your thoughts of the whole day. And then you start thinking about those cloudy thoughts that you had in your certain moments. You think about those small details that you failed to recognize until now. And then your brain sends you a petrifying chill throughout your body. So you're really thinking about the metacognitive processes. And so when I first walked into this classroom, my English class, I was thrilled to see this fascinating architecture of these lavish sofas and windows, and not to mention those really cool rolling chairs. And really, I was not only lucky to have this wonderful room and environment, but also I was very lucky to have a teacher that's one of a kind. And my teacher, Mr. McNider, actually showed us so many inspiring videos that I understood the true essence of life. And so, Nature, Beauty, Gratitude by Louis Schwartzberg actually showed me that I really don't need money to inspire myself with the true beauty of life. The two most important things that I need are the sense of wonder and time. That what we are part of right now cannot be separated from us. And so when I stepped into this classroom, I realized that we are actually learning to perceive society rather than tediously having to memorize these unnecessary grammar rules. So one of the most significant ideas that I've learned in this class was by Ola Rosling, when he talked about his how to not be ignorant about the world. And he told us that the two most significant things to be successful are to read and be persistent. We understand that society actually changes us, and our perception is the reality. So, looking beyond this territorial limitation that we have of my syllabus is what my teacher actually taught me, and this really expanded my horizon significantly. I also taught myself at this stage how to walk out of my comfort zone. At the beginning of class every day, we choose to read for 20 minutes and actually reflect upon it. And this is by far my favorite time of my class. Why? Because this is probably the first time where I started loving to read rather than being forced to. And during my previous years in school, I remember having a very limited exposure to the different genres that was provided in my school. And I remember greatly that I remember how I used to check out the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series, and not to mention those very unusually trashy Captain Underpants series. And so we really understand that these really that these books have changed throughout our time existence, because I now, in one of my pockets, have Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five, and the other pocket I have Voltaire's Candide. So, really, like, reading out loud with Mr. McNider really increased my listening skills and my critical thinking capabilities. And to dwell upon that subject, I remember reading about the time paradox by Philip Zimbardo, where he tells us that where we're living right now pertains to how we view the world. And this psychological mindset of ours is what truly interested me, and to dwell upon more to the subject. And through these activities, I not only learned to welcome psychology as one of my favorite majors that I might be able to do for the entire, like, all my existence, but also I could connect this to the real world and every other books that I read. And critical learning standards are also greatly emphasized in our school, in that we are recommended to search all these new words that are very unfamiliar to us, and look at the context in which how the author used it. And through this, I started reading more difficult books so that I could walk out of my wimpy kid cocoon. And because, like I said, it's very important to transition from a baby to a more developed person. And so we started reading great books like Inherit the Wind and Julius Caesar, where I can proudly say that I very much appreciated the philosophical angle of the comparison of religion and evolution, and also the excellent dramatics and plots of the all-time classic. But not only that, but also I was able to strengthen my vocabulary and plot sense by writing every events of the plays and the scenes that happened in my handy notebook. So this really improved my communication and oral skills greatly. Similarly, when I was writing 151 flashcards for my AP English terms, I realized that this is one of the most eye-opening event that has ever taken part in my life. Really, because I not only learned these words, but also I started to rummage through different types of books so that I could find these literary elements really applying to the real world. And so, when I first walked into this classroom in English, I remember seeing a board where it was written Life 101. That stuck to me for 3 to 4 months, and I'm very sure that it'll stick to me for the next 3 to 4 decades. And so, after reflecting on all these activities and ideas that we experienced in this during the semester, I realized that this class taught me more about the society and our reflection on it, rather than the memorizational skills that we might take part in for the upcoming test that we might have. And so we realized that teaching of life is probably the most significant skill that a teacher can impart to us, because it is a lot more than just those trivial, busy work that most students are provided with. Thank you.